So the Dallas Mavericks are in a very interesting situation in the offseason, in the 2020 NBA offseason, and we do not know what they will do at the quiet moment. There have been lots of reports that they're interested in Giannis in the 2021 free agency, but we're talking about the 2020 offseason today, and we're going to basically be talking about their offseason and their dream offseason to be able to get what they want and who they want. So now we will be discussing pretty much 5 big moves that they should make with the players that they should get in free agency, or with trades, or what they sign in free agency. So now let's hop into move number 1. Number 1 is for the Mavericks to sign Goran Dragic. So the Mavericks had an opportunity to sign Goran Dragic before last season started, which was in the 2019 free agency, but at the last minute they decided to opt out of that trade. And after seeing his impressive season with the Miami Heat with the 2019 and 2020 NBA season that just went through, you guys might as well have to agree that the Mavericks probably regretted that idea of opting out of the possible Goran Dragic trade. But imagine if they would have Dragic right now, and in the 2019-2020 NBA season, they'd go far in the playoffs, trust me, because Dragic is a perfect fit on the Miami Heat, especially in offense. So because he would take out some pressure of Luka Doncic with his ball handling, and he would just take it on himself at times, just be that help type of guy, and be that type of maybe even a sixth man that can play really well, being a great shooter and great playmaker. I think that's what the Mavericks right now need. They need someone that can take off that ball pressure, ball handling pressure out of Luka Doncic's hands, and that is definitely what Goran Dragic does. And he's another Slovenian player as well as Doncic, so they have something in common right there. So obviously he can also space the floor, which I've already stated, but that's just really good for the Mavericks, and that would really boost up their offense and make them go far in the playoffs, because they already showed that they could go far without Dragic. But if they would be able to somehow sign Dragic, I think they have a legitimate chance at signing him. Then we'll be talking about the Mavericks' chances even more than we do right now with Luka and Porzingis. But especially if there's a Dragic right there with them, I think that'll be a really special moment for the Mavericks. And if they can keep him somehow long term, that'll really be beneficial for the Mavericks. So that is player number 1 and offseason move number 1 for the Dallas Mavericks. Now let's hop into offseason move number 2. Number 2 would be sign Serge Ibaka. So you guys might already think about this, but the reason that the Mavericks have to sign Serge Ibaka would be for defensive purposes, and to have a front court with Porzingis and Serge Ibaka would be a great front court, a floor spacing front court on offense, and a great defensive front court on the other side of the court. The only question would be, would Serge Ibaka really leave the Toronto Raptors? And the answer in most reality is probably not. But he will be an unrestricted free agent, so we don't know what's going to happen. Especially, he might even want to leave the Raptors, because I don't think the Raptors have significantly high chances of competing for another championship right now with their current roster. So I think if you go to the Mavericks, I think that would really boost their chances, because the Mavericks have shown their potential and what they're going to do in the playoffs. And Luka Doncic is still developing, and he's getting better every year, so next year he's going to get even better. Porzingis might be back from his injury, and to have a player like Ibaka to help out on defense would really be a good idea. And he can also space the floor on offense, and that would just be really good on both sides of the court for the Dallas Mavericks. So now let's hop into offseason move number 3. So the next offseason move would be to sign Danilo Gallinari. So Gallinari is an offensive type of fit. He would be a good fit on offense, but not on defense. But I think the Mavericks are looking more on offense right now, because they want more floor spacers and more people that can help Luka play make on the floor as a playmaker. And I think Gallinari really helps that out and helps him out, takes off some pressure from him, as well as just opening up and knocking down those 3 balls, posting up on players, and basically being that consistent scorer that he is. I mean, the offense would be really insane with Gallinari. With the floor spaces right there, it would be Tim Hardaway Jr., Luka Doncic, Gallinari, Porzingis, and like a Seth Curry or someone like that. I mean, that would be a deadly offensive lineup in terms of 3-point shooting. I mean, that would be really good. I think that's something that they should definitely consider with Gallinari. But Gallinari is probably going to ask for over $20 million, so I don't know if the Mavs would really do that. I think it would be too costly for them. But if he can agree on like a $15 million deal with the Mavs in terms of playoff hopes, would be a really good idea for him to take that little pay cut, since he said he prefers winning over anything. So I think winning would be a really realistic option and realistic idea for the Dallas Mavericks if they would be able to sign Danilo Gallinari, and with his offensive strength. So I think they'd have to lock up someone else on defense. If they can sign someone else on defensive side, I mean, Porzingis is good and all, but his injuries are tough. So I think if they could sign someone like a Jerami Grant, but also Jerami Grant is asking for $16 million in free agency. So I think that's just too much for them, and I don't even think they'll have enough money for that. So speaking of Jerami Grant, let's hop into offseason move number 4. So the fourth move for the Mavericks would be to sign Jerami Grant. So signing Jerami Grant is a good idea for them because he's good on offense, like a 3-point type of shooter, and he can also be a great defensive player, which he is. And I think that's actually even better than a type of Danilo Gallinari fit for them. If they can get someone that can play good defense and good offense, that's just a win-win for them, and someone that's actually probably going to ask for less than Danilo Gallinari or someone else would. I think this is a really preferred option for them. I'm really high on Jerami Grant in terms of fit for the Dallas Mavericks. So although there are rumors of him possibly staying in Denver, which would probably be that case, I don't think Denver would really give him up. So I think they would offer him what he wants because he's really a good fit on Denver. He's helped them out in this 2020 playoffs. So they had a great playoff run, and he was one of the pieces that helped them do so. Obviously, along with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr. So I think that he's probably going to stay on the Nuggets because they're a winning team. So I think they have a bright future with him. And if he does not, though, the Mavericks would definitely want to sign him, as well as any other team that is in the free agency class. So let's see if the Mavericks can possibly get that done, and if they do, they're really having good chances next season in hopes of playoff runs and just going far in the playoffs. So now let's hop into offseason move number 5. So number 5 would be to sign Bogdan Bogdanovic. So the reason that Bogdanovic would be a good player on the Dallas Mavericks is that he would be similar to Goran Dragic, obviously not position-wise, offensive terms. This is a good priority, as well as also he's a European player, which is where Doncic and Porzingis are from Europe. So adding another one like that would just be a good chemistry. So let me know what you think about Bogdan Bogdanovic for the Dallas Mavericks in terms of fit on offense and defense. So let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. So now let's hop into this bonus offseason move number 6, and this is going to be a trade, so stay tuned for this one. Now let's hop into it. So that would be to trade for Giannis. So the odds of this actually turning out to happen are really slim, but if somehow the Bucks would want to trade Giannis, which is probably not happening, it's just not, but if they just somehow talk through it and say that Giannis would want to move on in 2020, then this would be a possibility for the Dallas Mavericks, because the Mavericks were rumored to be interested in Giannis Antetokounmpo, and obviously they will be. And then the question would be, what trade package can the Dallas Mavericks offer for the Bucks that would really be intriguing and that they would accept? So if you guys want to see that type of video, I would definitely be able to make you guys a Bucks and Mavericks mock trade for the Greek Freak to be on the Dallas Mavericks, and the Bucks getting a ton of things in return. So let me know if you guys would want to see that mock trade in the comments down below. So I think that Giannis would be a great fit with the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, to have a big 3 with Giannis, Porzingis, and Luka Doncic would be the best big 3 ever. So I mean, let me know if you guys would want to see that big 3. I mean, the Mavericks will definitely be interested, if not from a trade, to sign him in 2021. And I think that would be an even better possibility for the Mavericks to actually sign him in the 2021 free agency instead of trading for him. But if the Bucks realize that he wants out in 2020, then they're going to trade him either in 2020 or in the trade deadline of 2021. So they don't want to just lose him like that. I mean, he definitely might be out, because if it doesn't work with the Bucks And if it just starts not working with the Bucks in terms of having a championship contending team, then that would really be a problem for Giannis, and I would think he would actually leave Milwaukee. I mean, he actually unfollowed players on Instagram, his teammates from the Milwaukee Bucks. So I mean, is that a sign? I really don't know if I should believe that, but it's just something to look out for. He hasn't given a definite answer on what he wants to do yet. Obviously, he wouldn't, because he's like one of the best players in the league. But if he would want out, the Mavericks would be a top team that would be able to sign him, because he said winning over anything is what he prefers, and the Mavericks could definitely accommodate that for Giannis. And he'd know that having a big three with Luka and Porzingis would be one of the best ever, if not the best ever. So yeah, so let me know if you guys want to see this type of mock trade video between the Bucks and the Mavericks in the comments down below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It was KYT here, and I'm out. Peace.